turn. You can take out the video now. I'll just play the video.
Not me.
Well, it ended.
Oh, why are we going?
Have I ever told you guys when we start recording?
No, it's a really shitty gimmick.
No, one time.
Oh, what do you want me to do? 3, 2, 1, action.
Yeah,
no.
be professional, you fucker.
This is all my shit.
Be professional, you
You're off
fucker.
the fucking podcast.
Be professional.
This is all
be
my
professional,
shit.
fucker.
This is all my shit. This is all my
Scared,
shit.
the dads are fighting.
This is all my
Mom
shit.
and dads are fighting again.
These two retards
3,
are fighting.
2, 1, action. Does everybody have their bits ready?
Yeah, but then you're
Bits
gonna
ready on
Oh
set.
my god, shut the fuck up!
No, fuck you. I'll do whatever I want.
Podcast started. What's up? Welcome,
See, we don't censor
fuckers.
these anymore, so... And we're gonna send this to my dad, so I can't really say anything.
Are you sending this one to your dad?
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it.
So I can't talk this whole podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and
No,
Nick are
you're
doing. Me and Nick are trying to hype up our UFC fight. We're the opening match for Logan Paul and KSI Part 2.
I thought they were opening for you guys.
They are now. Yeah.
The beef just got stronger.
Yeah.
It's 100% USDA.
William's gonna perform during Nick's entrance. It's gonna be
Hi,
great.
welcome back.
Welcome back. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, it's the night before Halloween.
Happy Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
So you get an idea when these come out.
Well, it's like midnight when we're recording this. So it's Halloween already.
Nope, it's not. It's not tomorrow till we go to bed.
Ah!
Hi, baby.
Ah!
What are you doing?
Sorry, we're testing audio levels. Ah! Alright, we're good. We showed up to Nick's house today to record, and we rolled up. This man's sleeping.
Yeah, I had a fucking rough day today, man.
Yeah.
Wanna talk about it?
Manual labor is
How much muff did you see?
fun, not all the time.
And
I did get some of the best cookies that I've ever had in my
I
life.
thought you were about to say I did get the best muff ever.
Hold up.
So I pulled out.
Cookies do be another word for vagina.
I
though.
pulled
That's
up
right.
to this lady's house, and she came out with cookies, and that was the first time I've ever.
She like
This month is the month of first times. I saw
It's
that
also
lady's
heartbreak
muff.
Season.
What season?
Heartbreak season, remember?
It's also heartbreak season.
Yeah.
I saw ladies muff, and today some ladies came out with some cookies, and those were the best fucking cookies. I was like, Miss, where did you buy these cookies? And she's like, I made them. And I was like, fuck, I will never experience this
Be
again.
like, man, if you keep bringing these to me, I will pay you.
Like
I
at
will
fir-
pay you.
I imagine like as soon as you,
I will
as
buy
soon
you a bush, bitch.
as soon as you fucking ate that cookie, it became like the wolves meme. You started like ascending.
I'll be on a phone call.
I scarfed those cookies down. I have a phone call.
I'm
You're
getting a
the
phone
phone
call.
be like, Mom, you bitch, go away.
You probably heard that.
Just gonna go take your phone call. Anyway.
How's,
So,
how's everyone doing?
I had something I wanted to do on the podcast.
You want-
and I
do
know
you
do
think
you want to
first?
start it now?
I have nothing to talk about. I remember it, but
As you guys know, I am the CEO of my own barbershop.
that's true. He
Yeah,
is.
you might
Betty
want
and
to
Nick's.
Explain this bid before you get into it.
What's
So,
the name of it again? 'Cause
Betty
I
and
think
Nick's.
Nick was talking over you.
Betty and Nick's.
Betty and Nick's?
Betty and Nick's.
Betty and Nick's?
Yes.
Not to be confused with Nick and Betty's.
Okay.
Betty and Nick's barbershop.
So do you want to explain how you became the CEO of this establishment?
So a couple years ago in 2016, I was gonna go get a haircut, and a family friend recommended this place near us called Betty and Nick's, and I checked the reviews for it, and not too good. These reviews are not too good. They ended up never even stepping foot in that barbershop. But I noticed when I was checking the Google reviews that it said claim this business as your own. So my dumbass, like 15-year-old self, was just like, you know what, I'm gonna claim Betty and Nick's on an email.
Wait, this happened when you were like 15?
Yeah.
I thought this happened like last month.
No, I've been the CEO of Betty and Nick's for a couple years already. So then I just came back into the possession of that old ass email, and I'm still the CEO of Betty and Nick's. And that email now only notifies me for whenever someone leaves a review.
Do you have some reviews to read for us?
I've been saving up some reviews to read on the podcast. So just give me a second to open my email.
Welcome back, Nick.
Thank you.
How was your phone call with your mom?
Good.
Did she tell you were adopted?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds heat, dude.
I don't know if any of these are funny, by the way. These are just legitimately just raw reviews.
Well, we're gonna have to make them funny.
It's okay. When I have 2 unfunny people on the podcast.
What?
Now I'll have 2 unfunny people on the podcast. Me and whoever's not funny today.
Shut up. Ooh. I got an email.
Uh-oh.
The Google
For
story
me?
shipped my Google Hive.
I was saying I give you 10% discount.
Alright, what was it?
Sorry, I'm looking at these new ones.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Look what I'm seeing.
Oh, no.
No, they're fine.
What are the reviews?
What was the one that we were memeing on once about like
The one, yeah, Nancy, the barber. Barbaress, you know?
Oh no, Nina.
Nina! My Thomas Nina.
Hold on. Can I actually open this so I can read it, please?
No, you fucking idiot.
God, this is a great bit. So Betty and Nick's, for those of you who don't know, is a very shitty, like is it $5 haircut place?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
$7 hair, man. Inflation, whatever. Whatever.
Inflammation.
No word.
Inflation. That's a new word.
Okay. So we got 5-star review 3 weeks ago from Sung Hyung Park. This is gonna dox. Fuck all of you. Arrived at 6:30 p.m. on a Tuesday evening, and the shop had no wait line. I showed Nina my picture with shorter hair, and she did a great job, working carefully and paying attention to details. A pleasant chat along the way was a plus. We'll return.
Dude, shout out to Nina.
I know Nina. Good job.
Employee of the month?
No. I
No?
don't pay them anything.
Yeah, they don't get paid.
They work for free.
They work for hair scraps.
Oh man.
Azar Malik, great place for haircuts, great price. Thanks, Sam, for cutting good haircut.
For
Sam a real one though.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Sam's a real one.
For cutting good
Deborah
haircuts.
Jacquard. Samir is the best. Sorry, Samir is the best at cutting my grandson's hair. So cute.
Just her grandson, like no other.
No one else.
fuck anybody else, just the grandson.
Let's see, we got Sabi Udin. They have prompt service and everyone is friendly. What a fucking name. Christina Poon.
Goddamn.
5-star rating. This user only left a rating.
No words were needed with that last name.
Whoa. I don't know how to pronounce that last name.
Dude, I'm fucking.
Here, let me see.
You chose the wrong person to show that name to.
I'm the master linguist
Amir
here.
Wadawala. Wadawala? Wadawala?
Amir Wadiwala.
5 stars. They are fabulous. Great job.
That's it. His
And
last
John.
name was longer than the
John
review.
Zimmer, fast service, experienced staff, low price. That's why I keep coming.
Hey, refresh your email.
Hmm?
Refresh your email.
What?
There should be some new reviews.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't have a notification.
Fuck. I left a review.
Oh my god, what did you leave?
Let me just check.
I'm not gonna say it.
Let me just. Alright, you guys can talk about something else while I look for it.
Should I talk about my topic, I guess, while he's looking for that?
Go ahead.
So, you guys heard about the new Fallout 76 thing, right? Where it's the yearly subscription for like $100.
They're doing that?
Yeah, where it's like you pay $100 a year and you get some extra bullshit like a private server to yourself. some other bullshit.
$100 a year for Fallout
Yes.
76?
Or
Jesus
you do
Christ.
$12.99 a month. And there's a little bit of a race war, not a race war, a class war going on right now in that game. So anyone who has that subscription service that plays in like a multiplayer server, there are people that will hunt them down until they go back into their own private servers.
Oh my god.
So there's a little bit of a class war going on, to where people who don't buy that service because it's fucking stupid, are hunting down the rich to kill the poor, or the poor are killing the rich.
The poor should fear the rich should fear the poor.
John this wrong.
I don't
dumb
care,
bitch.
dumb fuck. I was
Okay,
gonna put syphilis, and I was like, how the fuck did I spell syphilis?
did you find the review?
Vincent Herrera. Gamers not welcome and gave you jaundice. Haircut's fire though.
What was the rating I left?
5 stars.
Yeah.
A minute ago. That's your one and only review.
I like how you got a haircut at fucking 12:57.
They gave me a back alley one.
That was another thing I have in the back end.
They gave me
Oh.
jaundice. It took my fucking liver.
Nina be working that back rally as well.
Nina do be working the back alley though.
Please sit on my feet.
Huh?
So I don't slip out. Thank you.
There you go.
That sounded really weird.
Cracked my toe.
That sounded really weird in context.
So I don't slip out.
Please sit on my feet.
Please, daddy. Sit on my
Shit on my feet, please.
Sit on my
Shit on my
Yeah,
feet.
shit on my feet.
Okay.
So cool. Class 4, class 4. Oh, this week is BlizzCon?
It is this weekend.
It is this con. Yes, this week is BlizzCon. Diablo 4 was announced, and then we talked about games a little bit last week.
Ooh,
We
Overwatch
talked
2
about
though.
League of Legends. Yeah, Overwatch 2 is supposed to have PvE.
Ooh, Hong
which
Kong
makes no
2.
sense. Oh.
Yeah, the PvE mode is you shooting at a thing of protesters.
So is
Oh my god.
You play as Bastion, just line up. Just,
wait, so is Blizzard with China or what's going
they're
on?
with China, yeah.
Pretty much.
Their companies like fucking
Yeah.
little fucking.
Diablo Immortal
bagels.
is being developed by and heavily marketed to Chinese mobile gaming audience.
Yeah, it's a
To
multi.
the point where they were like, you know what, we'll be racist because they took out a black character and put a white character in because black people don't appeal to the Chinese.
Yeah.
That was like
Chinese don't like burnt chicken.
That's a fact. Oh my god.
oh my fucking god. There's a character in the early Persona games, like Persona like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. And when it was when it was like translated to the US, like when it was ported to the US, they made one of the characters black
Yeah.
and changed his name. It was like a complicated as fuck name. They just changed it to Marc, and he's black.
Marc.
I suppose kind in LA.
No, it's just it's in Cali, but I forget where.
San Francisco.
San Diego.
San Diego.
You might be right.
Who the fuck knows?
Southern California.
It's gonna be the Great March of the Winnie the Poohs.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that'd be
Just
amazing.
to see what's going on.
So everybody dresses up as Winnie the Pooh.
I like how people are making those stupid little fucking Facebook events here. It's like Bum Rush, BlizzCon just as Winnie the Pooh. They can't ban us all.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta hit them with the oh bother.
I can't wait to watch all the fuckery that's gonna come out of that.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, what a horrible
And
time.
be like, and now Overwatch 2, free Hong Kong.
Yeah, not even
free Hong
Bethesda
Kong.
trying to get more money out of the Fallout 76 players is gonna make everyone forget about that.
Wasn't there when that Diablo game was announced, like the mobile game?
Yeah.
Don't you
Were you
get
guys
the
on
Where's
their
it-
phones?
Yeah, wasn't like the fan base like really like mad and upset
Yes.
about that, and then like everybody's like, oh, everybody's entitled, and like there was like a huge like debate on that shit.
No, I just know that only people were complaining about
I
it.
just love that one clip of like the
Fuck
guy
bullshit.
going up for the Q&A, just like, is this the
Is-
out of season April
Yeah.
Fool's joke?
Mhm.
I thought that was really funny.
The majority of the Chinese only play games on the mobile and the PC,
that's
so
what
it
it is.
makes sense. But it doesn't make sense for them to be like, "Hey, yo, America, mobile game."
Mm-hmm.
They should have just released that shit in China.
Hey, yo, America.
America.
Fuck y'all.
Fucking vape looks like a vibrator.
Hey, you know what the vibrator looks like?
You can buy a vibrator at fucking Target.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, you
that's
can?
what it looks
Wait,
like.
what?
Massager.
That's what it looks like.
You can?
Therapeutic
Yes, you can.
massager.
Yo, is there any target
Hey, we're going to Target tomorrow, though. That's not ironic.
Is there
I
a
need a black and white striped shirt.
Yeah.
is there a hybrid of a vibrator and a vape?
I hope so.
A hibrator.
Hibrator sounds like a fucking Destiny
That's
achievement.
awesome.
It does.
You just put, it's like a cock, you just
Finish in the
Hey,
dungeon.
Hey, dude, that dungeon was so good.
Yeah, what's
Oh
that?
my
Welcome back to the
god.
Destiny podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we played the dungeon, the new thing that they added to the game.
Yeah, it's spooky day, so we gotta talk about spooky
We
shit.
played it blind, and then we got to the final boss, and his name is like the fucking, what is it?
He
The
had like a.
Volmac.
Sum of Torment. It was
Yeah,
like,
something.
Yeah. It was a really metal sounding name.
I remember that the subtitle that popped up when we first entered the room was "Put a stop to the tormentor," and then fucking we
I
walk
ran
up
up
to him.
and
It's like,
punched him in the spine.
yeah, you did. After I was like, for the one time that I was playing the game, I'm like, okay, theorize time. Boo, 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 you just punch him in the
It's like
spine.
Titan punch. Bah.
I don't know how you feel, but like all of the past raids have been like you do one thing for this encounter, you do one thing for this encounter, you do one thing for this encounter,
Gotta
and
do
then
'em
the
all.
raid does it. The last encounter is all of them. I
Oh,
don't.
Garden of Salvation, 14 different mechanics.
How about let's get like an end game activity that's different, because the last 3 have all been that. Scourge of the Past was like that. Last Wish wasn't like that, actually. All the encounters were different. But Garden of Salvation was like that, and now the fucking dungeon was like that. I just want variety. I'm not complaining. It just like I want to get
Shattered Throne was
I want to
different,
get
too.
to I want to get to a new encounter and be blind again.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like, oh, this is just like the last encounter.
Mm-hmm.
I like the mystery.
Let's just get a raid where it's just you chasing down a boss, and you just have to keep shooting it, and that's it.
Like the
It's a
The
part
Shadow
of,
Thief?
Part of it
Think
is
of
like
no,
that.
think of like
It's part of Garden of Salvation.
who the fuck was it that fucking boss in D1? Where it's like the homie, you keep fighting him, but he keeps running away. Like fucking
Shadow
tanks
Thief.
are scared.
Shadow Thief.
That's Shadow
Is it
Thief,
Shadow
yeah.
Thief? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It's like my
that-
favorite strike.
Why?
It's so fucking cool. I love the soundtrack too. I get what you're saying. Like Crota's end, like every encounter was like
Was
different.
The same
Yeah.
thing with King's Fall.
Shut up, Crota.
Everything was different. Well,
Shut
come
up,
on.
King's
Crota.
Fall.
Fuck everyone.
Just
that
it's
LG
literally
did that.
it's literally just that last encounter. The last boss
That last
battle
encounter is
sucks.
fine.
I like
I
jumping.
feel like
I
if
don't
you're
want a jumping puzzle
I like jumping
for
puzzles.
like
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I
King's Fall-
struggle 'cause
King's
I'm a
Fall
warlock.
reused mechanics too. The last two encounters were the same thing essentially.
what was the encounter before the boss?
The Death Singer, the sisters, the Ironok.
I liked that.
That
was not a bad one.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
the same
true.
as the orc fight
That's true.
to a degree.
Yeah, I feel like if your favorite raid was King's Fall, you're probably a very toxic Destiny player.
Well,
I like parts. I like
What's
parts.
your favorite raid?
That was a extremely. That's what
It's
everybody
just
wanted.
the community
Everybody
is
wanted a
toxic.
long ass raid, and
Yeah.
Bungie was like,
Yeah.
What's
and
your
then
favorite raid?
everyone was
The last one for D1 was probably one of my favorites.
Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah,
What's your
that was a
favorite?
really good raid.
Vault of Glass.
Crota's end.
There was being the only person that was like, I'll be sword bearer because no one wanted to do it.
Yeah,
It was my time to shine as a hunter.
I've done it a few times.
No,
it's
I
a
did it
lot more fun
every
when
time.
yeah,
I did
it's a lot more fun when you're
Did you
a sword
ever
bearer.
do a run of Crota's run where everyone just used only swords?
No, that's where they use like the bolt caster and like throw like
no,
the
you only
fucking
had, you
destructo
can only
disc.
fight the final phase. Like you could do everything else up until Crota using guns and shit, but as soon as you get to Crota's like final area, only
No.
using swords.
Soloing that raid, soloing Crota's End. That's a
One
fucking
of the
blast.
only raids you could
Probably-
solo.
Yeah.
The only raids you could solo, but that was a fucking blast. That was a good time.
Yeah, that was good.
Cool.
Good job, Bungie.
Good job, Bungo.
That game, Destiny has had so many peaks and
Mm-hmm.
lows. And
I still think Destiny 2 is at a peak.
It's
Right
the
now,
strangest
yeah.
roller
I mean-
coaster
I
I've
like
ever
Garden
ridden.
of Salvation.
Forsaken was fucking peak too.
Yeah.
That was a great DLC.
All I'm gonna say is Destiny in general, like the whole franchise, is like the strangest roller coaster we've ever ridden.
That's true.
True.
It's like
I'm
this shit
so
could
glad
be
we're
a
off of
straight
the
line for a
fucking-
while.
Activision train
Yeah.
and like
Just in time.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Is Activision also with China?
Well, Activision
Yes.
Blizzard is the same company.
So yes,
Gotcha.
with China.
Xenophage. What the fuck is it? Hello?
What is
Probably-
Xenophage?
The
The new
fucking
exotic.
quest that makes no sense. Solar exotic heavy, by the way. Why would you ever waste a slot on that? Heard that one before. I'm calling it now. This is
Probably
in
gonna be
2
new
years
Gjallarhorn.
when it's
Probably
relevant.
they're gonna buff the fuck out of it, and it's gonna be like every
Oh my god,
LFG.
Poggers, base,
Yeah.
base, get it!
Oh
In
my
2
god.
years, it's gonna be relevant, and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck did I
I
say?
still miss Sleeper. Sleeper was such a fun heavy to use. And
I remember the
Never mind.
OG sleeper quest. I was like, do all the shit, and then it was like, all right, now we have to wait, and it was the next day, and we were like, what the fuck?
Okay, favorite exotic.
Ariana's bad.
Favorite exotic.
Well, PvE or PvP?
Doesn't fucking matter. Just your favorite one.
So I'm still Ariana's bad.
Either Suros Regime or Last Word.
I love this.
D1.
Could be armor.
D1 probably like Icebreaker. I don't know, Icebreaker and Thorn. Those are some of my favorites.
Okay, last word. That was my first, and I love it.
I think that was also my first.
I remember I never got an
think it was
exotic to drop until fucking Prison of Elders. I finished it and I got a fucking exotic drop. The last word I was like, oh my god, that's fucking sick, and I used nothing but that for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
3 Gjallarhorn, by the way.
3 Gjallarhorns.
I think I also had 3.
No Gjallarhorns, by the way.
What was your?
Earned
What was,
my last
the-
one from the Crucible, literally
The
impossible.
first time I got the Gjallarhorn, I
I was with you when that
was-
happened.
No,
I-
no.
You were in a raid.
Or I don't remember. One of the times I got Gjallarhorn, for you guys who don't know, in Destiny 1 there was a gun called the Gjallarhorn, which was really hard to get, and it only dropped randomly. So I was at what
Yeah.
was it Irute the
Yeah.
wizard on
that singer.
so
Yes,
I just joined
I remember
I
this.
just joined a game in progress. But when you join a raid, you're dead. So like you can't respawn until everybody
I feel
respawns.
Like I remember this.
So I joined. They finished the encounter. I'm dead. I haven't contributed anything. And then it pops up Gjallarhorn. Everybody was so pissed off. They're like, this dude just joined, did nothing, and got Gjallarhorn. I was freaking the fuck.
I can't
Out.
remember where I got my first one from, but I know my second one was Prison of Elders, and my third one was at the end of a Crucible game, and I was like, what the fuck, that never happens.
First and only one I ever got was the free one they gave out to everybody.
Yeah.
I think I got
There's so much history behind that.
Yeah.
Gjallarhorn. My first Gjallarhorn drop was first time that the three of us did Prison of Elders, like on like the easiest difficulty, and I just got it after opening the chest.
What an iconic fucking.
Bernie's talked about the Gjallarhorn so many times on the podcast.
Bernie
It's fucking
has?
hilarious. Yeah,
Why?
because when D1 was like at its peak, he like a bunch of people from Rooster Teeth played that like
I-
extensively.
I don't know why my mind went to Bernie Sanders. I love the Gjallarhorn. It's the greatest.
That was also a solar exotic heavy that everyone was like, why the fuck would you ever use
Zer
that?
sold it like
Zer sold
very
it on
early.
the second week. He was a special exotic vendor for those of you that don't know. He sold it on the second week. And then never sold it again until like 3 years later.
That was a good time.
Mhm.
Ah,
Memories.
Destiny.
Memories. When did it come out? 2014.
Gjallarhorn is the
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I remember
Gjallarhorn.
my mom picked me up from school one day, and she was like, "I got your game for you." I'm like, "What game?" And she went with Destiny, and it came with the free shirt that just was Destiny, a little fucking cod piece there. I was like,
Me and Matt, we had gym freshman year, and we had 9th period gym, and the entire period we would just talk about how we're gonna go home and play Destiny. So like we'd start the gym class like doing 2 laps around the gym. We just like briskly jog talking about Destiny. The gym teacher would like say his shit. We'd be quiet, and then Destiny. It's just the entire gym class. It's such a good game.
Yeah, I would have never met either of you two if it wasn't for
Destiny.
Matt and for like whatever reason where I was like, I must have played Destiny again.
Yeah, we owe a lot to that fucking
We
game.
owe-
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I literally.
That's
We
what
owe
I'm
so much
saying.
to that game.
Destiny is our World of Warcraft,
That's true.
Yeah.
for sure.
As
I met
lame.
you niggas. Oh,
Wow, there it goes. That's it.
fuck!
It
I was
wasn't
the one to say
me.
it this time. God damn it!
For Halloween, Vince is a black man.
We gotta
Ah!
get so like on the Rooster Teeth subreddit after every episode of Off Topic they have like a swear counter. We have to have
We
that
have
going.
that.
So
It's
Never
okay,
gonna
Vince.
get
Vince is all racist.
am I?
I'm sorry, Dad.
If anything ever comes out of this, I'm taking everybody down. Everybody also
That
says
it.
the N-word, soft A,
So,
will also be
Is there a
taken
hard
down
A?
with us. I have a list of people,
Did I
not
say
on
this
my
already?
phone,
Alright.
mentally.
Okay.
Have
So,
I ever said it on the podcast?
My
I don't know.
how I
It's-
met
it's
you
so
two.
far just
I
been
don't think
John
he
and
means
Vince.
just taking us down.
He means in general.
No, I
everybody.
mean taking down everybody on the internet. Like
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
list mentally. If we go
See,
down
Nick,
with
Yeah,
our
probably
0,
down
if we
with
go down
us.
with our, if we get canceled by our 0 viewers,
Pokemon said the N word once.
Oh.
Pokemon said the N word
Did she
once.
actually?
John
Yes,
Tron
she did.
said the N word multiple times.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Look
okay.
where they
Johnny's
are
Josh
at.
one, though.
Yeah, that's
That's
John
true.
Tron.
Yeah, he's all racist.
He got married. Good for him.
Good
Yeah.
for him.
We talked about it on the last
Congrats,
podcast,
John
didn't
Tron.
No, we didn't.
Did we not?
We talked about when we were in the Discord. We were in Discord.
Oh, yeah. So I met both the Nicks through John
Yeah.
because me and him were just like, hey, you want to play Pokemon Go one day? That's how we were connected
That was a
after
good
7 days.
That
after
was a
7
great
years of not
summer.
Oh,
talking
that
to
was
each other.
a
So-
really
Were you
good summer.
there with Sean?
I just thought about that. Where it's like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna pick Valor, but look how cool Instinct is though.
Yeah.
And you were just fucking standing there with your phone just on the ground. You were just like this.
So like I was gonna join Team Red, and then like my button was on the like choose, and then as soon as I press choose, Sean, which is one of our friends, haven't seen him in for fucking ever, clicked the blue team, and then
No,
as
it was Instinct.
or
team
in
that
the
no
yellow
one was
team.
on.
Was that the yellow team?
Yeah.
No, I did that.
Clicked yellow team. No, you
Sean
didn't.
did
What
it.
fuck?
You
It was
weren't
Sean.
there.
You
It
weren't
was
there.
Me, Sean, Monty, and Nick.
Yeah.
You left.
No, you're saying you picked Instinct because
Yeah, cause like,
that's not what we're talking about.
cause Sean and I think it was you. We're just like pick
Baker,
red,
yes.
pick blue. I'm like, fuck you, I'm picking yellow.
What did you pick?
I picked blue.
Damn right. Damn
Instinct
right.
Yeah.
for life.
Fuck them
Instinct.
Valor homies.
I'm instinct
I
too.
do be like
I
a
didn't want to be
yellow
instinct.
dog.
I didn't choose the instinct
I
life.
Okay.
Yellow, no. You're honorary.
On a way.
You're orange because you wanted to be Valor.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you picked Instinct.
So you know
How
that
dare you?
you know that tweet? There's just like the first week of Pokemon Go is like the closest we got to like world peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Pokemon Go launched with like battles and shit, you think like there'd be like gang wars between like
Yeah.
Valor, Mystic, and
It's like,
Instinct?
what's up, you bitch asses? What are you doing?
How the fuck you do that?
That's the podcast thumbnail now. Someone get a picture, hurry.
John turned himself into a walrus.
Just get a picture of his nose.
Your favorite movie?
Oh fuck that movie. Fuck that
Just
movie.
take a picture of my nose.
Just his nose. That's not just his nose. That's his
I'll
face.
fucking zoom in.
Oh.
That's his face.
I'll zoom in, you fuck nuts.
Oh God!
Oh my God! Are you alright? For those of you at home, Vincent just sneezed with his like
I'm
little
sure they
like
can hear it.
no, with his little like hoodie strings in his nose.
It launched one of them out. I had both of them in there and launched the other one out.
Ew.
Oh, my nose itches so bad now. Oh.
Okay, so I know you both had something to talk about this week, right?
You have a segment.
Oh, my shirt.
I thought you had something too.
I don't know. I was just gonna say like since it's Halloween, like what's some spooky shit? We'll talk about like movies or something. But let's do your segment first.
New segment.
All right.
New segment.
So, the segment is basically, it's like, so when I'm out working, I'm alone, and I'm
Jack off.
I'm to myself with my thoughts.
That's like me with the
And
sandwich.
and either I get all up in my feelings, or my brain is like, we're gonna think about some random shit.
Yeah.
So I just have like a list of just like random thoughts that I had. And this one I worked in my head, but I feel like you will understand this.
Me?
Yes.
Why me? 'Cause I'm stupid? I'm retarded?
I want to see if you could figure out how X equals Y. Okay? So YMW Melly, you know who YMW Melly is?
Yeah.
He's the Black Taylor Swift.
Oh, you son of a bitch, you're right.
Who?
Oh, you
He's the Black
motherfucker,
Taylor
you're
Swift.
right.
Okay, why?
I can see what you're talking about, but I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, so YMW Melly is a rapper, right? And he murdered his best friend.
Oh, is that
Yeah, that's murder on my mind,
Okay.
He
guys.
murdered his best friend
Yeah.
and then made a song about it.
Okay.
And
Taylor Swift
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
gets into these
Oh my
relationships,
god, shut the fuck up.
I
falls
picked
in
up
love,
on that right
breaks
away.
up, makes an amazing album. Well, now I don't know. I'm not that big fan of T Swift, but
Come
YMW
on.
Melly is basically the Black Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's just like a power thought that I had.
Oh, this homie
Oh,
done went to the
He's
cocoon.
going
Horse
into
game
the
mode.
I don't like it.
Me and it was like 3 a.m. on Discord, and me and Blake we got the Groovy bot chat, and we're just like, let's put on a bunch of fucking Taylor Swift, and goddamn, this shit does go kind of hard sometimes. I can't lie, she has some good ass songs.
You were there at the party, right? Where his parents were drunk as fuck?
Yes, and we played Taylor
Blake's
Swift.
family. We were over there, and his whole entire family was just wasted. And we were over there. They told Blake to bring me and Luis, and then Nikk also came. And then fucking... Oh my god, it was fucking hilarious. Blake just started playing Taylor Swift, and he started dancing, and his family just started singing it.
Oh my!
And I remember one time his mom and his dad were arguing because he wanted to listen to fucking... what's the song? It's like I Walk Alone or whatever the fuck. Oh,
Yeah, Green
Boulevard
Day.
of Broken Dreams. And she said, "What is this? Turn this off. This is shit.
Oh my god!
What do you mean you walk alone? Your whole family's right here. What are you talking about?
Why
are you talking about?"
listening to this?
Dude, she was so drunk. She had me playing dominoes for her.
Oh, what the fuck?
She's like,
Not
"Help,
a phase,
come
Mom.
And then we started playing Indian Ransom.
here." What she said to me was I first came in. So her and her daughter gave me a hug because for some reason Blake's family loves me. They're like, "Come here, hug," and they gave me a hug and everything like that. And then fucking she pulled me over. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm playing dominoes for her for the entire night.
Oh my god!
I said this last time I hung out with Vince. Vince isn't Mr. Serial Girl. Vince is Mr. Serial Mom. Because all of our moms love Vince.
It's a good attribute to have.
Oh,
That was a
man.
great attribute.
My
Yeah.
mom was a kid, what was
I mean, not wrong.
it? Okay, she won't listen to this one.
She make them good tamales though.
She do.
Supposedly.
I make these
Allegedly.
I make the tamales with hatred.
I put the love I don't give to my son in these tamales.
Now I think I have to send this one to my dad.
I like the time, like literally,
Talk to your mother today.
literally
Talk to
anytime
your
any
mother
of us
today.
come over, there's just food.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like when I came over, so those guys don't murder you. They sell your car, and like she already had the oven going, and I was like, I'm leaving.
The one time that you, me, Blake, and Luis are there for like
When
5
we were
minutes.
moving, yeah.
Oh.
5 minutes! John, I'm making food!
And me and
yeah,
Nick were at
we
the
were
skate
waiting.
park,
We
and it's
were
like
waiting.
midnight. Like, where are these guys?
We're eating.
Yeah, we feasted.
5 minutes we were there.
I feel like we count with our fingers how many times we hung out with Fung? It was recently.
This year, like
there
twice.
was the time we all got together at your house, played Smash.
We've hung out with him 7 times, I'm pretty sure, in general.
That's the exact number.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Fung. Well, he's just. It's not like Matt. Because Matt lives in Ohio. And that's
He's incapable.
Fung is just busy all the fucking time.
That's true.
Like, he's just trying to get his shit together.
Good.
Yeah,
for him.
for him.
We really need to
I'm a
get.
fuck up, so.
Like, he's just
No,
trying
I
to
mean,
be a doctor.
That's
the thing.
that's. If the podcast had a sub name, what is it? G Boys Podcast.
I'm a fuck up.
The fucker uppers.
The fuckers.
I thought of
fucker uppers.
I thought of a few on it, like it was like G Boys Podcast, like all downhill from here, or like G Boys Podcast. Well, like the description of it is the chillest podcast with the most unchill people.
Mm-hmm.
Or just the podcast that nobody listens to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
0
The
viewers
podcast-
3 years in a row.
The podcast that only Vince's mom likes.
She won't like this. I'm gonna tell you right now. I sent it to her. I don't know if she replied back.
We sent
Oh,
the last
man.
episode.
Yeah.
Can we get like a full on like review
Yeah,
from your
episode 4
mom?
would probably be the episode I send to my dad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that right now. That's the best.
Was that the cum cartridge?
Sugar
episode?
Farms?
That was the cum cartridges.
Yeah, Sugar Farm.
Which I was just listening to it at work and I was fucking dying.
While I
It
was
was a
setting
really
up
good
my
episode,
lights,
yeah.
I was listening to it, and I was laughing.
I feel like I have to listen to it because when we do this and then I leave, I feel like I just have a gap in my memory.
Yeah, I
didn't even know
what we talked
like
about.
I'll vaguely remember it, but like there's so many things that like I miss because like I'm either thinking of what I'm gonna say next or just like I'm not paying attention.
Are there any views on the podcast yet on YouTube? Any
Uh,
comments?
I could check right now. I know we
Any
had like
comments we got?
I don't know honestly. I'm checking right now. I don't know why New Slaves by Kanye West is talking about
God, I
it.
hope my dad doesn't just email everyone that he knows.
This is my son's podcast.
Sugar Farm has 6 videos.
6
Literally the
videos?
worst ever. Has
6 views, you mean?
Yeah, six views on Sugar Farm.
2 views, 2 views. So yes, there are a couple.
2 subscribers.
One of them is me.
And the other one is Kathy.
The
Wait,
third
actually?
is now me.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm the third one now.
I'll be the 4th one eventually.
Nice. But
I didn't know Kathy had a Twitter till the other day.
Yeah, she never uses it.
8 views on
That's true. Not true. She followed me.
8
so.
views on episode 3 and episode 2. So good job, guys. Good job. Give yourself a little pat on the back.
Ow!
You start
God.
fucking beating your dick in front of us.
Just fucking.
I mean, Nick almost whipped his fucking
Literally,
cock
actually
off,
punching your dick.
That's true. Nick almost did whip his cock out just to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm gonna get fucked up at that show.
Yeah, I could probably convince you to take your
You
cock out.
probably can. Because
That's my fucking goal. I want to get
God.
you drunk enough that I can get you to take your
No,
pants off.
no, I'm avoiding. Okay, never mind.
I'm canceling my ticket right now.
This is just gonna roofie you.
Oh God.
Hold up. Don't get me extra canceled now, alright?
Hold up, Bill Cosby point 2?
I ain't trying to be Bill Cosby
You said
Jr., alright?
Bill Cosby point 2?
Yeah.
Are we going back? This
Pretty
is
cool.
Alpha Bill Cosby.
This is Fat Albert's
Oh,
era
it's
Bill
Alpha Bill.
Cosby.
Little Bill.
Oh no. So is that all of your segment?
I'm
No,
gonna see if-
and then I have 2 Kanye quotes.
I'm
But
gonna
go
see if I
ahead.
can get anyone drunk there enough so I can just convince him to take off some piece of clothing.
Oh.
Not a woman, one of our friends.
You could probably get Blake.
Yeah, well, I've seen him without a
Marc
shirt
would
on,
do it
so...
without
Oh yeah,
being
Marc,
sober.
you don't have to.
Yeah, Marc will just like do
Marc,
it.
take your shirt off.
Hey, wait, so I was getting head from this. I wish. And that's the only reason I wish we were filming.
That episode was
None of you
recorded.
fuckers
If
get it.
that
I've
was
been dealing with him
recorded-
for the last 5 fucking
You
years.
said you think I keep my Marc interactions to a minimum.
I'm stuck with him.
When he like when we're in public and oh my God, he'll like run in front of a car like I want to
Yeah.
fucking die, or like he'll just go on the ground.
How do you think I feel when I have
wish
to
we were
wrangle him at
recording that episode
conventions?
So bad.
I'm gonna like.
You just see us fucking shitting ourselves.
It's gonna be like all of us walking in a group. John and I are gonna be at least 5 feet away.
What's it called? When we went to...
Yeah, we were-
what's it
Yeah,
called?
so
We don't know them. We don't know them. We don't know
We
them.
went to Midwest for the first time. Midwest, you know, the anime
Anime
convention.
Midwest.
Anime Midwest.
I had to wrangle Mark from talking to so many women that were men.
Oh my God.
I was like, Mark, come here, come on, we're going. He was like, hey little girl. And I'm like, stop.
I can't wait to vlog that show.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Dice Show. I will.
LA. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You see Marc in LA?
Fuck.
Oh
no.
my
He's
God.
just there at the
Moved to LA.
airport.
We
Oh,
land. He's the
no.
guy who's like giving us a ride. He's like a G boy. Hello.
G-boy, hello.
He's a fucking Uber.
Yeah. Oh well, he does do DoorDash or whatever the fuck.
I still can't believe you never met my dad, and that you're gonna
I've
meet
never
my dad.
met
You
your
never
dad.
met his dad?
No.
That's pretty
I
cool.
find that so hard to believe.
I can't wait for Nikk to just be like scared of him for some reason.
Would I be afraid of him?
I don't know.
He's a working man. I'm a working man. Hello,
He comes
working
up to
man.
you, just squeezes your
My
hand,
dad's
just
business
snaps
is
it in
going
half.
well,
Good for him.
From what he tells me, yeah.
It's going well.
It's good to hear.
Bankrupt, you know, in the dirt.
In the middle of Bumblefuck. 'Cause
Bumblefuck.
He is in the middle of nowhere.
That's where the money's at.
That's where the money's at. That's where the creepos go.
There's Dutch Brothers in Arizona.
Dutch
I don't know
oven?
what that is.
It's like a coffee. It's like their Dunkin' Donuts.
It's like a Tim Hortons.
Kind of, yeah. But their iced coffee is.
I mean, I think last time I was there, my dad was telling me how
Bean
they
juice.
just finally, like, where my great aunt and uncle live, they just put, like, the first ever Dunkin' Donuts there, and I was like,
no way.
what the fuck? Well, I mean, they live
Well,
on
I mean,
a
there's,
fucking mountain.
yeah. That's
So-
true.
John, it's a wonderful day. The Arizona people just discovered the black eyed peas.
Yeah. Like, when I was there, and it was a couple days to where I was leaving, the whole mountain was on fucking fire. So, like, you couldn't leave. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be stuck here.
Is that how you build a Dunkin' Donuts? You have to set like the whole area on fire.
Oh,
You
yeah,
just
I was
sacrifice
just
a mountain for a
I was
Dunkin'
shitting myself.
Donuts.
I'm like, what the fuck? How are we gonna get to the airport?
Fuck it.
I hope all those wildfires are gone by the time we get there. Because California is on fire right now.
No, we'll just kickflip over the flames. Just-
True. Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking
And then the
hype.
flames will be like, yo!
Yo, that's how we sick.
You're just gonna fan the flame.
Yo, he's on fire.
Yeah. The air from us kickflipping will put the fire out.
Yo, he do
Single-handedly.
be on fire though.
Oh my god.
So whenever Kanye releases an album,
Yep.
he does like a series of interviews, and they're usually with the same people.
What's going on, Kanye? You want news?
Yes, I do.
Dude, Jesus on fire.
I like the meme. It's just like Kanye's notebook, like things I know about Jesus. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Like,
So like he'll do interviews, and he did an interview with Big Boy, and Big Boy is he's a notorious radio guy in LA. He's been doing it for a very long time, and he interviewed Kanye, and like if you ever listen to Kanye talk, it's amazing because the man has an unlimited amount of confidence in the way he speaks.
but he speaks
Like
some
he
random
can
bullshit.
yes, exactly. He talks about
Yeah,
random
okay.
bullshit, random shit so
I
confidently.
love lemonade. I love Chick-fil-A. I love, what was the fucking thing he said?
I don't know, but like
I love sweatshirts.
yeah, whatever he talks about is like you're glued to the screen strictly because of his confidence. Because if anybody else said the shit that he said without the fucking
The charisma.
like the charisma and swagger that is Kanye West, they'd be like fucking launched to the moon.
You can put this man in front of a group of like just some old racist people. He'll just go, ooh ba ba ba, ooh ga ga ba ga, and he'll just say with perfect confidence. I'll be like,
It will solve
oh
racism.
my god.
It will solve racism. So he had 2 quotes. I was listening to this at 4 a.m, which is the best time to do anything. He had 2 quotes that made me stop in my tracks and be like, holy shit, this guy literally is a god. He's a walking TED Talk. So he said, ready for this? Every time someone asks you a question and you try to give the right answer, your life is a test.
What?
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Every
Vince, I
time
thought
somebody
you-
asks you a question and you try to give the right answer,
Oh.
your
Life's a
life
test.
is a test. Why are you always worrying about giving the right answer, John?
For a second there, I thought Vince just started like beating his dick just to like deal with just to deal with the answer.
Start fucking-
And then another one, there's like a subsection of every album that like Kanye incorporates in a bunch of his songs. So like for The Life of Pablo, he talked about the cousin that stole his laptop that I was fucking bitches on. Paid that $250,000 just to get it from him. And multiple songs in that album,
He mentions.
he
it,
mentions
yeah.
the cousin that stole his laptop.
Oh, so like how The Pimp a Butterfly has Kendrick interviewing Tupac at the end?
Yeah.
Kind of like that? In a
Like the
similar
poem.
vein?
Kind of,
Yeah.
but that was like a purpose. Like Kendrick put that in for a purpose.
Oh,
Kanye
Kanye
was
was
just
just
really
bullshitting?
mad at his cousin that stole his laptop
my
that he was
laptop.
fucking bitches on. that he also had to pay $250,000 to get it back. And then for Jesus is King, I can do a whole podcast just talking about Kanye West, by the way.
We really should do that.
For Jesus is King,
day.
The Kanye cast.
Kanye talks about woke culture. Being woke and culture.
Yeah.
Two different themes on the album. And so Big Boy asks him, like, Kanye, what's woke or whatever? And like Kanye says, everybody think they're so woke, but they're following the rules of what woke is supposed to be.
I like that.
That's fucking crazy. Kanye should write his own fucking Bible. Wasn't he gonna write his own book? I thought he was supposed to write his own fucking book.
I think he already has a book.
Does he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not out yet.
Yeah, it's not. It's delayed.
No, this was
He's reworking it. He's gonna completely scrap it and rewrite it again.
This was like Yeezus era Kanye, so like he got that shit done.
I was gonna make a joke that they brought a tear to my eye, but I yawned and then my eye actually teared up. Fucking, damn, that shit broke my heart.
Damn,
Quote
Kanye.
Kanye.
Hey, fuck you. Kanye West is a literal savant.
Yeah, idiot savant.
No, fuck you.
I'm sorry. You gonna tell me he's not when he was just rambling?
That's how he made his entire
I'm not
career.
saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a good thing.
Yeah.
He's an idiot, but in the best way.
Exactly.
Yes.
He's the richest idiot.
Just like how we're all idiots in the best way.
No,
Yeah, but we're not capitalizing in our idiotism.
we're not capitalists.
find
We're
out right now.
communists.
And we're also not rich.
Yeah.
The G-Boys podcast is a for-profit company.
Fuck all of you. This is only for us and our benefit only.
Give us money.
We secretly work for China too.
And now for our first sponsor, the government of China. What?
Fuck. Free hot.
Dongzhu gan
die.
blah blah blah.
Now for our first sponsor, MyWinnieThePoohTeddyBear.com. What?
So yeah. Did you guys ever have the retard talk in school?
Yes.
What?
The retard talk in school.
Do you guys have a
What do you mean?
retard song in your school?
What the fuck are you guys talking
You guys ever
about?
see the retard episode of Fat Albert?
Yes.
What the fuck are you guys talking
They
about?
never sat you down and told you that retard is not a good word to use in
No.
school? Wow.
Okay, I'm talking.
Didn't you guys go to the
everything.
same fucking Chippewa?
Went to the same middle school.
They didn't talk to you about the R word.
No.
No.
They
Wow.
told me that shit like middle school. But fucking the thing
Which
I'm
was
talking.
Chippewa?
Shut up, dumbass. The thing I'm talking about is the thing that kids made up. I don't remember if this is like a thing made up in my school or just a normal one or in general. But it was like you gotta stick your hand out and flick your wrist, bang it on your chip, and bang it on your chest and
that
bite
was
your lip.
synonymous with being retarded.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
That was the thing, yeah.
So remember, I heard that for the first time in my life, and I died of laughter because I was like, "Retard funny."
So nobody had the retard talk. Nobody was sat down.
Please
and
elaborate.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So, like, you know the days in school where the drug people would come and they'd be like, "Don't
Yeah.
do drugs."
No, do
Look
drugs,
how that
don't do
look
retard.
how that turned out. A lot of people do drugs.
Yes.
Big surprise.
Mhm.
So there was a day where they were like, "We're gonna talk about the word retard," and we were like all kids, so we were like, "Retard."
It was better than retard? 6.
Hey, retard 6.
So fucking stupid.
So we all sat down in a
Sorry,
room.
so fucking retarded.
Oh,
Hey
so
guys, dick.
so we all sat down in a room, and they put on this fucking video.
Oh boy.
And who's on the video?
Oh no.
Can you guess?
No
For
idea.
Troyer.
Stephen Hawking.
It's fucking Steve-O. Steve-O.
What?
Steve
What's-
talks about the R word.
Steve-O at the time was always drugged out of his fucking mind. Always drunk. Like, literally doing everything and anything. And here he is.
Well, he did climb that crane once with that inflatable whale.
That's
Yes, he
true.
did.
He did.
And then
I'll do math, but I won't say the retard word.
it's literally just Steve-O.
Hey guys, don't say retard. Yeah.
And, like, all of us, like,
Yeah.
he like, had this kid with him who, like, obviously was,
Retarded.
Autistic.
what's the politically correct?
Mentally challenged.
No,
Special
that's
needs.
not. Sped. Yeah, he's a Sped kid.
That's not funny.
That sounds very offensive.
That's
That
worse.
does sound like a slur.
Yeah.
I want somebody to fucking
How much
potato
you fucking
waste.
sped, dude?
I'm pretty sure
No,
that's what they
you're not
called it
supposed
in
to
high
call them a
school.
sped.
We're literally saying retard.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to call them that, is what I'm saying. That's not
Don't
the
call
right
them sped. They're
No,
retards.
dumbass, I'm not saying that's the right thing.
What was that retarded stance?
That was the politically retard. That's the PC dude stance.
Oh, because you're hitting the fucking P and C?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't say
fucking
retard.
face. You're in that fucking Shia LaBeouf pose.
It's retard.
Don't say retard.
You misinterpreted what I was saying, dumbass.
So
I'm saying
anyway.
that's not the politically correct
I'm
one.
pretty sure it is. So then why
It's
would,
autismo, and
why,
that's it.
why would they call them sped kids?
That's it.
No, that's if they're Italian.
No, it's retarded.
Go get him, Retardo.
We'll get him retarded.
So anyways, it was fucking Steve-O in a video when they
I
were
don't
like,
think it was sped.
don't say
never
retard, and then afterwards everybody was just like, retard, 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 because you can't tell kids what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. You think this
Those
video is
little
on
shits.
YouTube?
I wonder, like I was thinking about it, I wonder if this video of Steve-O is on YouTube.
Do you
kids,
think,
don't say retard. Yeah.
I kind of have a funny like grade school story.
Yeah?
Go for it.
It's not very long, but you guys remember the day where like they had a police officer come in and just like teach you about like stranger danger and shit?
I found it.
The thing in my school is that they brought in somebody who knew how to do karate and self-defense, and they taught us about stranger danger.
Ah, well, in my grade school,
This is in Catholic school.
Yeah, no, I don't remember having anything.
yeah, they brought the Kung Fu nun.
No?
So we had a police officer come up and teach us the importance of stranger danger. We had a retarded kid in our class.
I like how you
So he
hesitated.
goes-
We
No,
had a
I
ret-
stuttered.
Okay, I was about to
So-
say. Sorry.
So he goes up and he's all friendly. He's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Officer whatever. I'm here to teach you guys about stranger danger." And then the kid comes up to him. He like gets up out of his seat and like walks up to him.
Mhm.
He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
And takes his gun.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He said,
Bruh!
"He said, what's this?" And he fucking lifted out the gun. And I was
just strapped in!
He grabbed it. We're like, "That's my gun. Give it back."
What the fuck?
Yeah, he fucking.
Go get him, Retardo.
What is he gonna do? Tase him? He can. He's retarded.
Imagine being in class.
What are you gonna do if the school shooter's retarded?
You shoot
That's
him.
a hate crime.
No, it's not. You're doing him a justice.
What?
Oh my god! I never thought of that
Sorry, what do you do
loophole.
if the school shooter is sped?
Oh, then you can't do anything. You are fucked then.
Okay, okay. It's the
I'm
Daredevil.
sorry, Dad.
You get another retard to fight him.
It's the Daredevil effect. Cause like if you got beaten by Daredevil, you lost to a blind man. You fucking pathetic loser. But also, if you beat Daredevil, you beat up a blind man. So if you got shot by the retarded school
Oh
shooter,
my god, could you imagine if Apple DF as a cop had to shoot the retarded school shooter? Oh my god.
1 millibyte of intelligence and pinpoint accuracy.
oh my god,
One extra chromosome.
this is. You think this is the literal worst ever, or is this?
No, it'll probably get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
So my self-defense thing was, there was the teacher who was like, there's the teacher, and then there was the self-defense.
Self-destruction.
Yeah, it's the self-destruct teacher.
Fucking Vegeta shows up.
If you ever see a stranger, just blow yourself up.
Just self-destruct.
Florella.
They taught us the technique of, if they ever pick you up, just clap your hands around their ears.
What the fuck?
It's supposed to disorient them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
The teacher was doing it to everybody. He was like, okay, don't actually hit my ears. Just
So you
Stop.
just fucking boxed it
Yeah.
in.
yes.
Bruh.
They picked me up. I was like, I don't know you.
We fucking like Jack's
You fucking
fatality him.
Thunderclap.
Yeah.
Like, he went, ah, fuck, and he dropped me. I remember hitting the floor and I hit my arm and I went, ah.
That's too perfect.
This is Catholic
Oh,
school.
fuck.
This is a Catholic school. So all the kids were like, oh, he said the bad word, he said the bad word. And you're not supposed to swear. If they catch you saying one bad word, they threw your ass out. They'd send you home for the day.
Oh my god.
Christ almighty.
I went on that man's ears and he dropped my ass.
Yeah, I can't
That's
think of
fucking
any
great.
He dropped my ass like a hot pan.
I can't think of any stories like that from school, but I mean, I got so many shenanigans.
I have a fight story to tell.
Okay.
There's this one kid on the playground who was an asshole to everybody, and one day he said something to one of my friends, and I'm like, hey, you're an asshole. And he went, fuck
Was
you,
this
loser.
during when you were at North or at Catholic?
This was Chippewa.
Oh, okay. I don't remember this. I feel like I would remember you beating the shit out of someone.
It wasn't really a beating up. It was me picking up and throwing them.
Oh!
Yeet. Yeah, kinda.
You fucking Royal Rumbled his ass.
And they said, fuck you. And I said, that's what I said to your mom last night. Because, kids don't know how to fucking insult each other.
Wow.
And he fucking spurred out and he fucking just running at me.
Who was this?
Some fucking kid named Tyler. I don't remember who he was. He fucking spurred out and rushed me. And fucking...
Big mistake, buddy.
I don't know what happened. When he came at me, I just fucking tossed him over a fence.
Fucking suplex.
Yeah, he ran at me.
You
and
tossed him over a fence.
What was that? You know the little baby playground they had over
yeah, I
there?
think
It was that fence.
Well, there was a kid.
Remember all the
Hey,
Mexicans
let me
when
finish
they
my
would just play
fight
soccer?
story. Yeah. So this fucker runs at me, and the momentum he has just coming at me, I just grab his arm and just kind of flip him over a
You
fence.
used his weight against them?
And he just fucking hit his back, and the wind knocked at him, and he went,
I don't remember this.
he just started
That's
fucking
incredible.
screaming.
That's fucking... That's
Oh.
great.
There was a kid in
Yeah.
my middle school, and he was from South Korea, and he did not speak a lick of English.
Oh boy.
Bonzi Baku.
Very big.
This sounds vaguely familiar.
He was
Big,
tall.
Big, like fat big or tall?
Well, he was like taller than everybody in our grade,
He was beefy.
and then he was beefy.
Oh
He was
jeez.
pretty beefy.
Homie's a quarter pounder.
So, the only way that he talked to us was like this. I don't know, this like mobile translator that he had. It almost was like one of those old flip, like a sidekick, like a sidekick. Exactly. And that was the only way that he could have talked with us. And Fung talked with him because
Fong's the guy.
Vietnamese.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaks South Korean, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
We have to like steal Fong. for an episode.
one day
Steal multiple people for
we were
podcast
all
episodes.
like they blew the whistle. Okay, it's time to go in, and fucking Sangha is outside with like the
Is that
lady.
his name?
That was his name.
Okay.
With the lady that would like the ladies that would like watch
Wrangle
us. That would watch us like to make sure that no kids are doing some fucked up shit. So she's like we're all watching because like something weird's going
Wait,
down.
I think I have heard
And
this.
he's like seething with anger. He's like, and we're all like, oh. So this man punches this woman. She gets knocked down to the floor. More people will come and try to detain this kid. He's just swinging his arms, knocking people over. Finally, the principal comes. She tries to get him down. He clocks her right in the fucking face. She gets knocked down. Next thing we see, the police come. The Lincolnwood police came, and they were trying to detain this motherfucker. They brought the canine unit. This kid did not stop until the police came and tackled him.
Just fucking boxing out the
They tase him?
No, they fucking tackled him to the ground, but I guess like
Wow.
the explanation that we were given was that he was on this special medication or something, so like
Just to retain his strength.
yeah, we were like so like there was a window where we can see what was going on, and it was like we had time to look because it was wintertime and we have time to like get off our snow pants and get off our jackets. So like me and a couple other kids were just like watching this go down, and our teacher was like, "Hey guys, come, just get back to class." And we're like,
Meanwhile, it's a fucking Royal
yeah,
Rumble.
they're like, just get back to class, and we're like, but and then she's like, I just want.
It's
Look,
literally...
this man just suplex somebody.
And then like
Goddamn
we
right.
can see out the window of our classroom just like the row of cops, and we're like, wow, this is fucking amazing.
It's literally like
Another
that,
thing that so my middle this is why we need to have Fong.
It reminds
on.
me of like you ever what was that like British skit where like the guy just like keeps on going like
Yeah.
slapping
Yeah,
people
yeah,
like
yeah,
is that like
This is why we need to have Fong on, because our middle school was
Wild.
fucked.
We'll just have a Fong episode.
Yeah, when Fong comes on, we'll talk about how my class almost murdered a pregnant woman.
Huh?
Oh, I remember. I think I heard this story.
Huh?
The entire class almost had the cops called on them.
oh my
It
fucking
was-
god
it
what a
was amazing.
cliffhanger.
It was fucking amazing. So yeah, now we really need to have Fong.
There will be a part 2 to this episode.
Okay. When John said people who wrangle him, he reminded me of something that my friend used to say a lot.
The Tard Wrangler?
Yes, the Tard Wrangler
Okay.
story. Except, I'm not talking about the Tard Wrangler story again. I'm telling about the dragon.
I don't know this.
The dragon.
Yes.
Yikes.
There was one, special ed kid, a sped. who-
Named the dragon.
By the way, I was trying
People
to.
called him the dragon.
I was trying to
What a
look up
fucking badass.
what is the appropriate term.
Yeah.
What is the PC term? Every article contradicts one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay,
So
whatever.
it's literally just made up rules.
Retarded.
Yeah.
We're just gonna call them
Say it.
retardos, alright?
Just a fucking word. Don't be a
Speds.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever
Dummies.
happens.
What was that?
I honestly thought you were about to say it.
Whatever happens, sticks and stones may break my bones.
Okay, so
Not anymore.
there's this one called the dragon. Everyone called him that because he liked to jump.
Dragons don't jump.
Shut the fuck
Well,
up.
actually, some dragons do and some.
Oh, shut the
Okay.
fuck up.
So this motherfucker, it'd be a lunch period, and he'd finish eating real quick, and then he would just run in the circle, the rotunda area that we had the fucking.
Fuck is a rotunda?
It's a circle basically, but they call it the rotunda for some reason. That was our fucking lunchroom, and this fucker would just run in a circle the entire time, jump like 3 feet in the air. This man had the vertical of Michael Jordan, and would just slap his chest every time.
Bruh.
And
Wow.
one time, he fucking lifted his shirt because he was scratching his shirt. The man had bruises and shit like that over his chest from him punching himself.
Oh my fucking god.
That
And-
man, Usain Bolt.
And one time, someone
That is
said
like
something
Michael.
really loud, and it pissed him off.
Mhm.
And he hopped a table to come at them.
Holy shit.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, can you imagine a retarded person screeching, jumping a complete
And
table?
you can't do anything.
So
You're just fucked.
So it's about this high of the table, but like this. He clean hopped over it
Holy shit.
Bruh.
and fucking just dove at somebody.
Get him a skateboard.
Like, it was fucking crazy.
It's the definition of retard strength.
Yeah.
Another story about an Asian person in my middle school.
This episode's something called Asians and Speds, right?
Yeah. Spasians.
Oh, Speds.
Legends.
Espids.
So, a bunch of kids would get to school early to play tips. I don't know if you guys know what tips is.
That's the
You
fingertip
literally you jump and throw the ball at somebody, and then they have to jump and catch it and then throw it, and then if you miss, you're out. So everybody got there early. Everybody was doing the thing, and one kid was bullying another kid. Let's say one kid's name was Joe because his name was Joe, and then
His last name Mama.
another kid's name was Scott. And Scott,
What's his name, Scott?
no.
Are you just trying not to dox him?
Well, he has a very unique name.
What is it?
I'll tell you after.
Why?
We went to high school with him.
You had no problem dropping that Asian guy who beat the fuck out of an entire
He probably got
unit.
deported.
And then
listening
beat
to
up
it right now.
everyone in South Korea.
Yeah, he
That man's
probably got
listening to you
deported.
right now. He's
So
gonna walk
he's not
across
gonna
the
say-
ocean.
I
and
heard he
kick
got.
your door.
I heard he got fucking yoked.
Who?
Though, that kid who beat up everybody.
No shit.
I heard he got
He
fucking
was already yoked.
No, he was beefy. He was big and beefy. He was big and burly. So, one kid, Scott, was bullying Joe, and he would just call him like Kimchi, like hey Kimchi, and it really bothered him. The kid that he was bullying was twice his size, and he also played football. So this
Fucking worst mistake.
This kid was huge. So we're all walking down the hallway to go and start class. Next thing we hear is just
Oh no.
he
Oh.
picked him up and slammed him full force on the ground
Oh shit.
and broke, I don't remember if it was his arm or his leg.
Oh my
He was out of
God.
school for a while, and then I think it was his leg. He broke the motherfucker's leg. So, and then like we all forgot about it. It was like a couple weeks after, and then who do we see rolling into school on a fucking wheelchair? Was him, and then fucking Joe was like, "Hey man, sorry I broke your leg," and he was like, I
It's
had,
all
it,
good.
I had it coming to me, man, I really did.
He's like, hey, Kimchi! Picks up the entire wheelchair, throws him into the wall. Just,
And then the other Asian kid comes out of nowhere, fucking Superman
bro,
punches
he fucking throws him, catches him midair, just fucking RKOs him in the wheelchair.
Oh,
It's a
fucking
fucking-
on the ground.
It's a fucking retard Royal Rumble.
Triple R. The retard.
Yeah, my middle school was so stupid. There was like a bunch of kids that were obsessed with WWE,
Nice.
and so like a group.
We had a Naruto club.
That's cool. A group of kids would like we thought wrestling was real, which was our
'Cause it
first
is.
mistake.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, it's real, and for people who are very smart.
What?
Yeah, wrestling's for people who
You gotta be
are
smart to
very
do
smart.
wrestling.
You really gotta be smart. So,
Okay.
so we just had like about 10 kids who would literally just beat the fuck out of each other at gym, and like I don't know how it wasn't stopped. Like the ladies outside who would watch us knew what we were doing, but they just didn't say anything. They were just like, okay, be careful. And literally, like, there's kids socking each other in the fucking face, slamming each other on the ground, like, actually fighting each other, like, bashing each other's faces in. And then there's just, like,
Karen, what are you having for dinner tonight?
and it's literally just, like, a
I'm having
kid
my husband's cock.
shoving another kid's face into the fucking wood chips.
Like, Batista
A kid
bombed.
throwing,
Kid jumps off the roof,
literally,
just-
yeah, like, wrestling finishing moves on each other.
Some kid rolls up, fucking drop kicks the other one in the chest.
Yeah! Like, all that shit
Oh
happened.
my god.
By the way, watching somebody getting the wind knocked out of them is one of the scariest
Yeah.
things ever.
Dude, it does not feel fun.
So,
it's not.
You
That-
guys win that day, right?
That
That's
story
always sucks.
that story was like 3rd grade.
You know, you're bringing up memories because I remember being one of those punching bags.
For some reason, in 7th grade or 8th grade, 7th grade, this became a thing again. And the
Oh my
guys would just
God.
get together and they would just fight. Every fucking
You had a fucking.
we had a fight
Fight
club.
club.
We had a
Is that
fight club. And it was the same thing.
Middle school
Nobody
fight club?
nobody
What?
batted a fucking eye.
What the
So
fuck?
everybody would just get together, and there would be a fight every day, and it would be like throughout the hallways, like the fight would get like hyped up. They'd be like, "Hey yo, Joe is fighting
Scott.
Scott."
He's
For
bringing
the-
the wheelchair. He put spikes on that.
round two, round
For
two
the 7th
on
grade
recess today.
championship.
So there was this kid, smaller than Scott, like literally like to my fucking hip, tiny ass kid, and it's usually the small ones.
Gremlin.
The small ones are very like try to reach for that high hanging fruit and they'll be like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
but
fuck
dude-
you, man! Fuck you!" Like barely,
Four kings.
barely swing.
Short king,
Fucking
rise up.
hand on the forehead. Hey man, fuck you.
So it's like the same situation: big burly guy versus small guy. He picks him up, slams him on his back. The kid goes, and I'm like, "What the fuck do I do?" He like slams him. He slams him right in front of me. I'm like, "Somebody needs to help him!" And he's like, literally goes like that. Like he, like that was like your first breath as a baby. He was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Are you
That's what
okay?"
it feels like.
And I was like, "Did you see what you just fucking did?" And then like we were all having conversations like, do we tell somebody? Do we tell like a nurse what happened? He's like, "Dude, I'm fine." I'm like, "I just watched you die. Dude, come back to life."
Dude, I'm fine.
This man like I was on the verge of needing life support.
He's in the iron lung, dude. I'm fine. Slam me again.
Yeah, I'll take that
Have you
bump.
never had the wind knocked out of
No,
you?
I've never.
Oh,
I have.
It's so bad.
Dude, it's pretty
I've,
fucking
I've
weird.
fallen on my ass so hard where I can't move my bottom half.
How did
for
you
a
get the
while.
wind knocked out of you?
I don't even know. I just know that it's happened. It's usually when I fucking fall on my back and then just.
I have a pretty retarded story on how I got the wind knocked out of me.
How's yours?
Okay, this is hella embarrassing because this was like 5 months ago.
Like
this,
I thought
this happened like this year.
there's a story about Nikk.
Let him finish his thing.
Hang on, it's a quick story. Me and my family were picking him up, and the sidewalk was really icy.
Well, no.
And then I said to myself, "He's gonna fall." His father is in the window watching him walk, and his father says to himself, "He's gonna fall." Next thing we know, Nick's feet is in the fucking air, and he's on his back. His dad runs outside. He's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And then I said to his dad, I was like, "I knew he was gonna fucking fall." And then he said, "I knew too. I said the same thing." It's fucking hilarious.
Well,
Well, go ahead.
I don't fucking I was like, I'm not sure if this was like last year or this year.
That was 5 months ago.
I know it was like really recent because I remember it. But I was like very sick. Like I was like in bed like most of the time, and like I was just now kind of like getting over the sickness. So I was like kind of like moving again, and I was having like a really fucking weird fever dream, and I was like tossing and turning, and apparently I tossed so hard I fucking fell
Out of your bed.
out of my bed and right
my
on my
God.
fucking back, and and it was like I was just like stuck on the ground, just like I'm not moving until I start breathing again. I didn't breathe for about 5 minutes.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
I'm like, it'll come back to me.
I had
It ain't coming back.
yeah, I've woken up on the floor before. I've had dreams where I'm falling out of the sky, and
Yeah.
just before I hit the ground, I just like.
I think everyone has that.
Yeah.
You ever
So-
just like you have those dreams where you're about to fall and then like your foot like just moves off the bed slightly and you're just like Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You're like that. You are so awake after that. Like
can't go back to
when I
sleep.
get up.
It's the same thing if you're like falling asleep in class and then your head does the fucking thing where
And
you're
then
like,
you're
"Ah,"
like,
Exactly.
you're
You
just
get
wide
fucking
awake.
yeah.
you get
You're
fucking like
fucking
whiplash.
wired. You're like, alright, what's good?
I'm ready for this shit.
Like if I'm ever tired of class, I'm like, alright, fuck it. I just gotta wait till I like snap up and I'll be good for the rest of the period.
It's like me getting like when I get up, I'm not actually a functioning person until
Yeah,
like an
no,
hour
absolutely.
after I wake up.
Yeah.
When I wake up like that, I'm like ready to fucking like hustle and tussle.
Because
I'm ready to
I
fucking
got
go.
two quick
Let
ones.
him tell a story because we're already at an hour.
Okay, I have a suggestion. I'm gonna let you finish.
I know, I just saw my leg.
Since it's Halloween, it's gonna be uploaded on Halloween. If you guys have any like Halloween stories, we're gonna save them for after Vince's story. So whatever. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Alright. So, one to what you were saying about sleeping and falling asleep like that,
Oh, okay, I was about to say what?
and then one about getting the wind knocked out of me. So mine happened in Chippewa, and it took place about a month after I knocked the wind out of that one kid. We were doing hurdles,
Oh, Jesus.
and for some reason, like, hey, let's do it in the field, like maybe like 30 minutes after it finished raining. So I was up first. I ran, I get ready to jump, my foot slips back, I go flat on my back, and I remember just staring at the sky, and I remember just hearing nothing, and then suddenly just cuts in of my own screaming.
Jesus Christ.
And I remember arching my back, and I remember just going silent for a second, going, FUCK! And the fucking, there was this one, like, fucking ghetto hood rat kid who was just like, ah, ha, ha, ah, he was just fucking laughing, and everyone else was just like, oh, fuck, is he dead? Oh, fuck. And then fucking, I remember some kid was like, hey, you good? And he, like, tried to pull me up, and I went, I'm not good. And he went, are you okay? I'm like, I need to go to the nurse. Just let me die here. And fucking, I remember just, like, being in the nurse stuff. I'm like, how the fuck did I get here?
Oh my god.
And then what you were saying about, like, falling asleep and, like, letting your head drop. I've had that happen multiple times to me in class where I'm just like, alright, I'm just gonna drop.
You do that shit in the car.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
when I'm driving, I'll just see, like, out of the corner of my eye, just...
It was once. It was one time
It's
that
been
happened.
a few times.
Alright, whatever. And I remember just, I was sitting in class and I was like, I'm fucking sleepless now. I'm just... Clonk. I fucking just clonk my head on the table. I don't wake up. And like, she's just like, Vince. And my friend just slaps me on the neck. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And I'm like so freaked out. I'm like,
That's so comical that you're just like...
bonk. That happened more than once.
It's like the fucking dog me, which
Yeah.
is...
Yeah, like the fucking cartoon, like bonk.
Fucking, and the second time it happened, it was like the next class. I just hit my head in the table hard. And my teacher's just staring at me. He's just standing above me, staring down at me.
Like, he's dead.
And everyone else is just like talking amongst themselves and like, he's like, did anyone else just see that? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, is he okay? And he tapped me on the shoulder, and I didn't wake up. And he was like, oh fuck, I think he might have passed out. And he gets ready to call the nurse, and my friend comes up and he fucking tasers me in the side.
Oh,
What
God.
the fuck? You just had a taser on?
No, you know,
Oh,
like
that's
fingering
what
like
it's called.
the sides of the person.
Oh.
Fucking, it got me so hard that I fucking woke up in such a panic that I flew out of my chair.
What the...
And hit my head in the table and actually passed out.
Oh, shit.
So, for
Bruh.
reference, here, let me. Just use the microphone. You might be
mic
able
just
to
go around.
Well, I don't want to hit it with my
You
fucking
do that to
stomach,
Mike.
dumbass. So, I'm sitting here. He gets me on the side, and I go, "Fuck!" Clunk my head. And I just.
Oh my god.
Bruh. How?
How many
What a
times?
series of events.
How many times have you been knocked out in your life?
Too many.
Yeah, I feel like Vince has a
so
lot
close.
of knocked
7.
out stories. Just like how many
What's
times
the-
we hung out. just like every time I
Actually,
got
wait,
blood.
every time I hung out with
Yeah.
Fung, he's
I
Fung
do
Vincent.
wake up at home. Like, I remember being out and then Fung going to swing at me, and then I wake up at home.
Does anybody have a haunted story? I have a really stupid one that doesn't even involve me.
I mean, I've had a couple ghost stories that I've told
I've
you guys
never
before.
experienced anything paranormal.
Okay.
I had something where I thought it was paranormal.
This could be a longer one. Just
Okay,
for
last-
wrap-up stories, it's fine.
No, last 10 minutes of this podcast are now spooky. So I'm gonna have a little spooky
Did you ever
theme.
hear the La Llorona
for
story
ya.
that I have?
Yeah, but
La
tell your
Llorona?
fucking story.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I was younger, I went with my family, or I went with my dad down to Mexico, visit my family, and my dad just recently told me about the story of La Llorona. And no, I did not when I was younger. I
Your
was
dad
like
also
7.
directed that movie.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
And we get there, and he tells me about it, and he's like, yeah, she'll, like, kidnap kids from the village and then drown them in the lake that's right in front of our house. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm
There's,
out
like,
late.
several spins on
Mhm.
this story.
So I'm out late at
It's
home.
the Mexican like Bloody Mary story.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Because, you know, kids are dead. She's like, I want to make deodorant, and I want to make deodorant, and you know, fucking, you know. And fucking... No one told me that there'd be a person dressing up as La Llorona walking around the streets at night.
That's a dick.
Yeah. So I remember being out late at night. I was walking home from my cousin's house. It's a small little Mexican village, you know. Walking down the street.
I feel like it's very clean.
It was. It was very nice during the day and during the night.
Except for La Llorona walking around.
And we're walking
Mi
home.
pueblito.
I was walking home. Shut the fuck up. Let me tell my traumatic story. So I'm walking home, and in the distance I see a woman. I'm just like,
Fuck that.
and she just looks at me and points at me.
Alright, go square up.
And I start running forward to try and get to the house gates, and I'm just fucking shaking. I'm like, please let me in! Let me in!
Oh my
and she's
fucking
getting closer
God.
and closer, not saying a word. And I'm fucking crying and shaking, and I'm like, I'm on the verge of shitting myself.
Wait, the whole
I'm just like,
clown.
please! God damn it, let me in! And she fucking grabs me the shoulder and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, what? And she just fucking like, oh, it's a costume!
Oh
And I-
my fucking
Such an
God.
asshole thing to
And I remember
clown
just
thing.
sitting there for a second, and I went,
And then he knocked out.
Then she hit him over the head.
and I remember
And
just...
then he woke up in high school.
Time skip.
Where am I?
What the fuck is going on? And I remember, just the last thing I remember is looking at her, turning around, seeing my dead trunk, and then waking up the next day.
Oh,
That's pretty fucking wild.
Be real though. What's your spooky story?
I have two. They're small, but they're creepy. I've told them before, but one of them was at my dad's house, one of them was at my mom's house. The one
Where's
at my
your dad
dad's-
live? is the one in
this
Phoenix?
was in Des Plaines.
Okay. Oh my God.
Oh, at the Resident Evil house?
Yeah, the RE7 house, as they have nicknamed it.
Hold up, wait, before you finish this. Joe Rogan just confirmed that Gerald Way from My Chemical Romance is his cousin.
What the fuck?
Gerard Way?
Yes.
What?
What? Where?
How?
Joe Rogan has confirmed that Gerald Way is his cousin.
How the fuck?
Is that an Onion article?
No, it's the Daily Dot. That's an official, actual news site.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
So I was in the basement of. So you've never been in my dad's old house. So it was like, you walk in the front door. There's two sets of stairs. One goes up to the first floor and goes down to the basement. I was downstairs in the basement. I forget what the fuck I was doing, but I know for a fact no one's home. My dad was not home. He was at work. My uncle didn't live with us at the time. We have no pets. Nothing. No one was in the fucking house. I was by myself. I was right at the foot of the basement stairs, and right above me, I hear really solidly 5 fucking footsteps walk right above my head, and I'm just like, hello? And nothing. I heard no one.
God.
Nothing about it.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That is
But the one that
pretty fucking
freaks
wild.
me out more than anything is the one that happened at my mom's. So my room is set up.
Oh my god, his heart stopped, he died.
And I'm apparently not the only one that has seen ghosts at my mom's house.
Oh.
Too, by the way.
My mother's chimichanga floated in midair.
No, so you know how my room is set up, right? It's similar to yours, but there's like a wall that juts out because that's where the bathroom was. I had fucking earbuds in. I was doing my laundry, and I see a black shadow just move in the hallway from the door to the bathroom, and I spaz the fuck out. So I just jump in the bed. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I'm fucking pissing myself because I have no idea what just happened. And I go into the living room and my mom's just sitting there watching TV. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, I was like, did you go to the bathroom just now? She was like, no, been sitting right here watching TV. So.
Should I title this episode Kitsy Ghosts? Because we talk about childhood stories and now ghost stories. What's wrong, Vince? What's wrong, Vince?
Guess what? So I'm sorry that I keep looking at Twitter.
Stop.
I'll save it till after. We'll talk about it after.
Alright.
You have ghost stories. I know you have a ghost mom.
Ghost mom.
I have two that I think are like pretty decent. They're fucking stupid, but like whatever. So yeah. So should I tell about where I was born like dead or? Alright, whatever.
We
You
can't
guys-
say that and then not tell the story.
You guys probably hear me tell these two stories like a million times, so I feel bad for like wasting your guys' time.
Nah, I
don't give a shit.
So, my mom had a lung problem because she used to be a very heavy smoker. And she smoked a lot when she was having me, while she was pregnant with me, which is a very fucking bad idea. So when I was born, I had a lot of like clogged shit in my lungs, and like I couldn't breathe out. So, my grandma said it was horrific because I was born like purple. She said I was born like blue or purple, like I was not breathing. So, they took me in to like emergency like surgery or shit like that, and they tried to clear my lungs. I forget who asked. It was either one of my grandparents or my dad, who just asked like, "Hey, how is he doing in there?" And then someone said like, "It's not looking good," which is fucking pretty disturbing to hear that about like your children. So they do the surgery and then it's like everything's good. Your son's fine, but I was technically like born like dead for a little bit. So after that, they take me in, they take me home, and everything's good after that. Now, flash forward to the modern day. Me and my dad go back to I was born in California. I should have mentioned this was in California. We go back to California, and we're passing by the hospital, and my dad's just like, "Hey, we're passing by that hospital you were born at." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." Nothing's there. It's just like a empty like site. And I'm like, "Is this where it used to be?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess they tore it down." So I googled the name of the hospital. I can't fucking remember the name of the hospital. If I remember it, I'll probably flash it up right here. The hospital burned down a week after I was born.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's and yeah, and that would like kind of like played with my like anxieties a bit because I've always had like nightmares about like my parents like performing like exorcisms on me, saying like there's a devil in me, and then like that happened. I'm like, oh, so I guess I am the Antichrist. So that shit fucked with me.
That's pretty crazy.
Then I have the ghost mom story if you guys want to.
Which is my favorite story.
Yes. So John really likes this story.
I think it's a cool. It makes a very good short story.
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
So back in California again, a lot of paranormal shit happened when I was born for some reason. So I was like maybe a month or two old, and at the time my parents lived in a house, small small California house because every house in California is shitty unless you're filthy rich. They lived with my aunt, who was in high school at the time, I think. She was like a teenager, and my older sister who was like 3 years old. So everybody was sleeping and my aunt was up like really late one night, and she sees like a woman walk across the hallway in like, it was like, she said it was like a powder blue, like baby blue like nightgown and like long black frizzy hair. and she walked into the room where me and my parents were sleeping. So she got she jolted up out of her chair and then opened the door to the room, and there was nobody there. It was just my parents and me sleeping. So a couple nights later, my little sister, who was 3 or 4 at the time, sees the same thing too. My older sister, whatever, sees the same thing too. She sees a woman, and that scared the fuck out of me. Nick's TV randomly turned on.
Unknown device is connected.
Oh.
Mom?
Oh, Nick.
Uh.
It's ISIS.
Oh.
It's ISIS.
So, anyways, so my older sister sees the same exact woman walking into the room, and she sees it, and then next morning she tells my aunt, it's like, who is that lady that was at her house? And then that freaks the fuck out of my aunt. And then later on that same night, our grandma comes to visit, and she tells her about that. I think there's a ghost in this house. I seen a woman who looks like this walk across the hallway, and my sister seen it too. And then our grandma pauses for a second. She's like, yeah, I seen it too. I just didn't want to tell you guys because it would scare you guys out of the house. So all 3 of them seen it, and I have no reason to not believe them. So
my story is very stupid.
Is it the fishbowl?
It's the fishbowl story.
Yes, I fucking love the story.
So I have not experienced anything. I hope to never experience anything.
I want to go something.
Fuck that.
I think you have to be very susceptible to see paranormal shit. I just don't think I have it in me. That's a whole topic for another day. So I have a lot of family. This is from my mom's side. I have a lot of family in Houston, in Texas. And if you don't know about Texas, every fucking house in Texas is huge. There's a lot of big fucking houses in Texas, and the rent is dirt fucking cheap. Yeah, same thing with there. There's just basically they give away houses, free real estate. It's free real estate.
You a bitch.
Yeah. Fuck
you a bitch.
Fuck you. So, my mom's family, they left California, and they're like, okay, we're gonna move to Texas. So they all moved to Texas, and they were they were house hunting because there's not really apartments because you could just rent a big house for very cheap, as I said. So they went to this one house, this beautiful big house with this beautiful ceiling, and it's just huge. So they go there, they're asking questions, and they're like, this is weird because rent there is cheap, but this is normally cheap for how big this house is. And they're like, all right, so what's the catch? Is this place haunted? And the landlord was like, you'll be fine, just as long as you don't move this fishbowl.
What? This sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
And they were like, this one over here, this one on the table, it's literally just a table, and there's a fishbowl on it. There's goldfish in it. So they were like, okay, fine, here's the money. Okay, you guys are good to move in. So they move in, everything's fucking hunky-dory, beautiful house, everybody's happy, everybody gets their own room, and so my family's very religious, and they don't believe in that fucking, mumbo-jumbo, whatever, we're covered by the blood of Jesus, we'll be fine. So, my aunt or somebody, or, my grandma, she's like, fuck it.
Fuck the fishbowl.
We've been fine. We haven't seen anything. This is fucking crazy person telling us not to move the fishbowl. So they get the fishbowl, and they move it. First mistake. That was the biggest fucking mistake that you can ever make. When somebody tells you,
don't move the fishbowl.
when somebody tells you something obscure like that, there's a fucking reason. If I told you don't take the straw out of the fucking Chick-fil-A cup, and you do it, you're fucked.
Exactly.
Don't you dare move that whistle.
So they
This is
move.
so obscure.
They move the fishbowl, and this is early in the morning. They're like, see, there's nothing fucking happening. They go out through the entire day, nothing happening until nighttime.
When the ghost fish is like,
When the ghost fish is like, hey yo,
my house said though.
ghost check. So it's nighttime, everybody's sleeping, all the lights are on, finally, all of the lights turn on, and then all the lights turn off, and then the doors are just slamming, opening and closing, and they hear people running upstairs and down the fucking stairs and everything, and they're like, everybody goes and they're like, what the fuck is going on? And then my grandfather was like, you moved the fucking fishbowl. It was your first mistake. We were fine. And then they left to LA that night. They just went back. They just went back home.
You moved the fucking fishbowl.
First mistake.
I love.
That fishbowl still moved.
That's a
I
good
love how,
story.
like-
That's so good.
I love how like all of our stories, like
Are like pretty crazy.
like your like
And
yours
Nick's is just
like
a
Nick's was
fucking
like
bit.
yeah like Nick's like Vince's was like a Scooby-Doo episode, like yours was like a decent like film, like a decent like
Short
paranormal
film.
activity shit.
And yours makes a great fucking short story.
Yeah, and then Nick's was like a fucking Tyler Perry movie, like
Yeah.
Medea's first
You
haunting.
moved the fishbowl.
Medea moves the fishbowl.
Oh Lordy! You moved the fishbowl.
What did I tell you about my fishbowl?
You grab his head as a fucking giant goldfish. Just
It's fucking Pennywise.
Someone's head starts spinning in circles. Help me put the fishbowl back.
The whole house starts like filling up with like water
see a
and
picture
shit.
of your mom. It's just a fishbowl.
I'm looking at a fishbowl. Yeah.
All of the pictures in the house of the family, all of them has fishbowls on top of their
Or
head.
your family's just that one Fortnite skin.
So that's.
Well,
I
that's
feel.
good.
I feel like
That's
every
alright.
time we record a podcast, it's the longest episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good
Well,
thing.
this is
We're
our
getting
Halloween
better.
special.
This is a Halloween special. Happy Halloween,
Happy
everybody.
Halloween,
Halloween.
everybody. Be
Everybody
safe.
be safe.
Check your candy. Make sure you don't find a full posted.
Make sure you don't find an M83 tank.
Make sure you don't
Make
run
sure-
into La Llorona.
Actually, do run into her. She get that good sloppy, you know.
Oh
She
my
do
God. Bye.
bad.
Rona is just Spanish for mobile bakery because she do be packing that cake though.